improvement from Shadur today, Coach, huh?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, man, those rookies leading everything. That's why they won 3 games. This team ain't going to be close this game. Aaron Rodgers, I'm fascinated by that. I love seeing it. I mean, let's say what it is, right? When you look at it, it's all about Myles Garrett.
Going back to this game to look forward, you're talking about the Cleveland Browns being able to just win 3 games. Rightfully so, Rex. They're going to be a team to reckon with down the road by having this young roster.
You watch with teammates or you watch them at home?
Nah, I'm trying to make it out of here so I can call Shadur real quick and make sure he can get it done. So I'll probably just be,
Shedeur, I know you don't listen, but please, every time your team wins a game, please use we and us. That's it.
That's coming from a veteran coach. Let's state the obvious here.
Shedeur Sanders just embarrassed Rex Ryan on national TV, and the receipts are loud, clear, and impossible to dodge.
Rex quarterback, but now the person that we're seeing poised. He's been here before. He's well and capable of being what we need him to be. But now, as you have more success, understand the political aspect that's needed in order for you to be a true leader in the locker room as an N.F.L. quarterback.
Before the Steelers game, Rex Ryan jumped on TV running his mouth about Shadur, talking reckless like he already knew the outcome. He said he wanted to see Shadur throw an interception, questioned whether he'd even try to make a tackle, and brushed off his entire rookie season like it meant nothing. Rex acted like the Browns only won 3 games because of rookies and made it sound like Pittsburgh was about to walk through them with ease. Straight disrespect. Then the game actually happened. Shadur went out there, handled business, beat Pittsburgh, and knocked them out of playoff contention. Just like that, Rex Ryan's whole take fell apart in real time. No excuses, no spin, no rewrite. Shadur proved Rex didn't know what he was talking about, and the silence afterwards said everything. But here's where it gets even crazier.
I want to see improvement with Shadur, too. I mean, see a little improvement from Shadur today, Coach, huh?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, man, those rookies leading everything. That's why they won 3 games. This team ain't going to be close this game. Aaron Rodgers, I'm fascinated by that. I love seeing it. I mean, let's say what it is, right? When you look at it, it's all about Myles Garrett, all right, getting the sack. But that is fascinating by Aaron Rodgers, that your clip. And what it showed is he actually was in protection, okay? And then he says, hey, look, they're just playing, they're showing too high.
Wait, there were some things that Rex said that if he actually followed it with a coherent thought, I would agree with. Is there a disconnect between Shadur and Kevin? That's a fair question. I don't think there is. I think Kevin just has his attention elsewhere. But again, that's a fair question. But to act like the kid sitting on the sideline or that in the press conference said, hey, I really feel like this loss is on me, that it's somehow an indictment on his character, just say you don't like the kid. Or just say you haven't heard things that are good about him from the little NFL circles, instead of pretending like it has anything to do with the way that kid composed himself, because anybody that watched his press conference should have come away even more feeling like, hey, that's just a good kid, whether he's a good quarterback or not. In the same way, by the way, that I don't think Dylan Gabriel is going to be a starting NFL quarterback ever. He shouldn't be right now. Every time I watch his press conference, I come away thinking, that's a good kid.
While Rex was trashing Shadur on TV, the same Pittsburgh organization he was hyping up was the very team that refused to draft Shadur when they badly needed a quarterback. Let that sink in. Mike Tomlin can praise Shadur all he wants in press conferences now, but insiders are saying the Steelers were never going to draft him, no matter how far he fell. And it had nothing to do with talent. This wasn't football talk. This was bias, agendas, and narratives trying to box Shadur in before his career even started. And let's be real. You need to hear exactly what Rex Ryan said before this game, because the level of disrespect thrown at Shadur all season has been wild. Rex, a former NFL head coach who's supposed to know talent, went on TV and said, I'd like to see if he throws an interception. Him actually try to chase and make a tackle would be interesting this week. That's not analysis. That's a personal shot at Shedur's effort and toughness.
All I'm saying is there's 2 times you put the young man in the Wildcat and did not put him under center. And we're talking about uplifting the quarterback. Everybody's going to still look at a guy like Shedeur Sanders. They want him to win. I don't know if everybody in that building wants him to win.
Well, most QBs lose the game. And I thought Shadur knew the assignment and he passed the test. He took care of the football for the most part, obviously the 1 interception. But other than that, he played really smart.
It didn't stop there. When asked if he wanted to see improvement from Shadur, Rex laughed and said, yeah, let's see. I mean, man, those rookies leading everything, that's why they won 3 games. This team ain't gonna be close this game. Read that again. Rex Ryan said the Browns weren't even going to be close. And Shadur made sure the scoreboard told a very different story. Shedeur Sanders beat the Steelers 13-10, knocked them out of playoff contention, and made Rex Ryan look wild on national television. That's what real receipts look like. That's what getting exposed looks like. And ever since that final whistle blew, Rex Ryan has been real quiet, hasn't he? But here's where the story gets crazy. And this is the part that should really make you stop and think. While Rex was on TV clowning Shadur and acting like the Browns had zero chance, insiders were dropping something explosive about the Pittsburgh Steelers and why they never drafted Shadur in the first place.
Watch with teammates or you watch them at home?
Nah, I'm trying to make it out of here so I can call Shadur real quick and make sure he can get it done. So I'll probably just be, just watching it and get some rest.
The conversation with I heard Snoop called you before the game.
No, I called him.
But just
I think I don't know. I gotta check my phone, but I think I had like a missed call from him.
An insider came forward and said, and this is a direct quote, "If he would have fallen to the 7th round, the Steelers weren't drafting Shedeur Sanders." Let that hit. The insider made it crystal clear. No matter how far Shadur fell, no matter how obvious the value was, the Steelers had already made up their minds. He was never going to be their quarterback. Not picked, not drafted, not called by Mike Tomlin. So let me say it again for anyone who missed it. The Steelers were never going to draft Shedeur Sanders, even if he was sitting right there as the best player available. That decision was locked in before the draft even started. And when asked why, the insider said it wasn't about talent. It was about the hoop law they felt came with him. Translation: this had nothing to do with Shedur's ability. It had everything to do with him being Coach Prime's son and the attention they didn't want to deal with. That's bias. That's an organization choosing comfort over football. And now that same organization just got eliminated from the playoffs by the very quarterback they refused to draft. The irony is loud. And while Rex Ryan and the Steelers were busy throwing shade, you know who had Shedur's back. Tyler Snoop Huntley, Ravens backup quarterback and Shedur's former teammate. Their bond says everything about who Shadur really is.
He's been saying glowing things in the interviews about Shadur. However, a coach that tenured, that's been there that long, he would have had some input on who they selected in the NFL draft and who they didn't select. So he was obviously asked about Shedeur Sanders and didn't think enough of him to stick his neck out there for him, despite having a relationship with Coach Prime. And so I just want to remind people.
After the Ravens clinched their playoff spot, Snoop called Shadur around 6:30 in the morning before the Steelers game. Shadur explained it himself. "I think I had a missed call or a text, something. Then I called him when I woke up, like 6:30, and I'm like, dang, bro, why are you still up?" He was like, "Bro, I'm excited. They just got the win." He gave me words of encouragement. And then Shadur said the real part. That's just who he is. He always spoke life into me, and I truly appreciate him for that. That tells you everything you need to know? Speak life into me. Man, when's the last time you heard an NFL player talk like that, especially a rookie quarterback? When's the last time you saw someone actually shout out the people who, that alone tells you everything about Shedeur Sanders? A rookie quarterback who stayed encouraged during the hardest season of his life, not because of hype, but because of real relationships and real support. When a reporter asked Shadur how his bond with Snoop formed so fast, his answer was simple and honest. "I think because I'm always smiling and he's always smiling. No ego, no image, just genuine connection." Then Shadur went deeper. He said they talked about life, faith, and purpose. "We just talk, had conversations about God and why he feels like he was sent here, just to give me words of encouragement to keep me going. That's not football talk. That's real life." Snoop kept telling him one thing: be ready. Every conversation was positive. No fear, no doubt, just belief. Shedeur said it best. People with the same vibe usually get along. That's leadership energy. That's the Shedeur Sanders Rex Ryan, and the loud media don't want you to see. They want the narrative to be cocky, entitled, living off his dad's name. But the truth is different. Shadur is building real bonds, staying grounded, and holding his composure through nonstop pressure. Now look at the contrast. While Rex Ryan was on TV hoping Shadur threw an interception and questioning his effort, Shadur was up at 6:30 in the morning talking to a former teammate about faith, encouragement, and staying ready. That difference speaks loud. And this is where the Steelers situation gets uncomfortable.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Shadur. I think they have Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals left on the schedule, so that's going to be interesting. And like I say, and I'm going to leave you with this, I think the main thing for Shadur is to show that he is QB1 going into next year. So he is still playing for something. So
Mike Tomlin has praised Shedur's toughness, confidence, and competitiveness in press conferences. He said he respects how Shadur handles pressure. But when asked about his evaluation of Shadur from the spring, Tomlin shut it down. It does not matter. He's not a Pittsburgh Steeler. That's not confidence. That's avoidance. And now that same quarterback just eliminated the Steelers from playoff contention. All that praise doesn't mean much when the result is your season ending at his hands. An analyst summed it up perfectly. How do you not draft a Shedeur Sanders? This is a team that's been broken at quarterback for years. Aging veterans, backup level options, projects that never worked. They finally had a real chance at a franchise quarterback with arm talent, processing speed, and a winning resume, and they passed. Not because of football, but because they didn't want the noise that came with Coach Prime's son. And here's the truth people avoid. A coach with Mike Tomlin's tenure has influence in draft rooms. Shadur was evaluated, he was discussed, and he was passed on. Tomlin could have fought for him. He didn't. And now he's watching Shadur end the Steelers' season while the quarterback they chose instead couldn't deliver. Now let's be fair. The analyst acknowledged Shadur threw a bad interception. Some decisions still need work. That's real. But he also said the part that matters most. That'll come with time. He's still new. He's only been with the starters for about 3 weeks. 3 weeks! Despite being buried on the depth chart for months, Shadur made big plays when his moment came. The offense moves better with him. They get into the red zone more. That's not opinion, that's reality. Any rookie quarterback has flaws. Growth takes time, but Shadur didn't get real development early and still outperformed expectations. Still made plays. Still won games nobody believed in. And here's the bottom line. Shadur is playing for QB1 next year. Not surviving, not hiding, proving. Rex Ryan said the Browns wouldn't be close. Shadur eliminated the Steelers. Pittsburgh passed on Shadur because of hoopla. Shadur ended their season. While haters talked, Snoop Huntley was calling Shadur at 6:30 a.m., speaking life into him before the biggest game of his career. The receipts are locked in. The lies are exposed. And Shedeur Sanders is answering every doubter the only way that matters on the field. If you want more truth about Shedeur Sanders, Rex Ryan's takes, and the bias behind it all, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're bringing the real story every single day.